right. Greetings. Today we are back again with another episode of Urban Voice, where we highlight the voices of everyday people in the community doing great things, doing big things, and sometimes other things. But we definitely want to hear from people and what is really going on. And today we have an interesting topic, and that is why hustle is not enough to win, why hustle is not enough to win. And that's an extension of our entrepreneurship interests, of how there are real people out here doing big things. And we think that hustle is going to produce results. But apparently, what we're going to learn today through talking with Miss Asia is why hustle may not be enough to get the win. And Miss Asia is with MWA Salon. That's one of her businesses, as well as Beauty Wealth. And Miss Asia, tell us a little about yourself and the businesses you're a part of.
Hello, everyone. So, yes, I am Asia B. I am a salon owner of MWA Salon, a business coach, and the founder of Beauty Wealth Inc. I work with entrepreneurs, especially in the beauty industry, who are talented, hardworking, and stuck because they weren't taught how to hustle, but not how to build. They were taught how to hustle, but not how to build. And my focus is just to
Okay.
help people move from survival mode into structure, learning how to steward their gift, their income, and also their influence so that they can actually build something that's going to last.
Nice, nice. Okay. And so, what makes you personally passionate about entrepreneurship? What do you enjoy? Because I know a lot of thought is out there on number one, business development in general, but then number two, you have your Black business objectives. What makes you passionate about, entrepreneurship?
What makes me passionate about entrepreneurship is the fact that um, you when I think of the word entrepreneurship, I think of somebody who is mastered in their talent, in their skills, in their gift. And
Okay.
so what makes me so passionate about it is because I actually have learned how to master not just my talent in what I deliver as
Okay.
far as a look, but I'm mastering my business. I had a rude
Yeah.
awakening when I opened my first business, and I thought that my talent and the confidence that I had was going to get me rich, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. But once I opened a brick and mortar business, my confidence
Nice.
was not that what kept my doors open. But I started to realize that preparation was one of the most important things when being an entrepreneur in business, and especially having a brick and mortar.
And so, when it comes to entrepreneurship, obviously, as you mentioned, hustle is not enough. We have a lot of emphasis on, people starting businesses, African Americans starting businesses, but just because you start the business doesn't mean you're going to succeed. Is that right?
That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely
Yeah.
correct.
But it's such a fad. And if you everything you look on social media is about start a business, or I started a business, and it makes it seem so easy. I mean, what's the real story behind entrepreneurship? I mean, if you file an LLC, I mean, what's the next step?
Okay, so if you're filing a LLC, you want to make sure that's one thing that I notice a lot of people drop the ball at. They think that they get just the LLC and then it's all right. But there are
Yeah.
different licenses and paperwork that you have to have for whichever industry you're going in. For instance, for my industry, because I could speak on that. For me, I needed more than the
Yeah.
LLC. If I wanted to get business funding, I needed to have a business bank account. I needed to have a business email. I needed
Okay.
to have a business phone number. I needed to have an EIN. I needed to start building trade lines for my business in order to get my credit together for my business. My personal credit had to be together. And you want to be
Yeah.
able to, as an entrepreneur, everybody thinks, oh, I have an LLC, so I'm an entrepreneur. That's not the case. Preparation is key in being an entrepreneur, and an entrepreneur that wants to grow, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So hustle, but hustle, a lot of social media is speaking on hustle. You're saying hustle is not enough. I mean, what is it that connects you to your clients? So for example, is it, obviously you have to be good at what you do.
Hmm.
Obviously your business has to be in order, but why are you adamant that hustle is not enough?
Because one, for two different reasons. First, hustle is only going to take you so far, especially if you're being the person that's getting the service. Let me tell you, I am
Mhm.
over 40 years old. Okay, I have been
Really?
doing
I
hair
can't
for 20.
tell.
I have been doing
Okay.
hair over 25 years, and
Yes.
I'm noticing like back hurting, feet hurting. And so I've been hustling and hustling and hustling to where my body is not up to do the same hustle that I did in the beginning. But
Okay.
also, um, from a personal standpoint, from other than a personal standpoint, hustle is not going to get you to win, because your talent is not what gets you. It could get you in front of people, but your talent
Hmm.
is not going to carry you, right? And
Okay.
so I do hair. I grow my clientele, but if I'm on social media, everybody see me on social media, right? This is just a example. And oh, I'm the next hottest thing, right? But then they come
Yeah.
into my salon and I'm not greeting them at the door, or
Yeah.
I'm an hour behind on their service, or
Yeah.
I'm not delivering what they're looking for. That's not getting me. That's not, that client's not going to come back. So it takes more than the hustle, which I mean hustle and standing there doing the work. It takes more than that. It takes communication. It takes knowing how to nurture your clients. It takes education, not just for you, but also for your clients. You know what I'm saying? And so it's way more than just standing behind a chair or delivering plates that's going to get you to win, to get rich, as they say. It's way more than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because and I feel it because a lot of times, people go into thinking that it's just about the service itself, but it's the back end, it's
Mhm.
the matching the expectation the client has with the service that the client gets, right?
Right.
And you mentioned an interesting point about presenting yourself one way, say for example on social media as a high performing, service provider, but then the service
Mhm.
being less than that. But I think a lot of times, we I don't know. I mean, your primary audience is what, African Americans, would you say, or no? I mean, I'm sure you service everybody, but currently.
Yes, my primary audience is African Americans, for
And
sure.
I just have found, notwithstanding other clientele, that a lot of times in African American communities, we give each other more, you know, criticism as far as like if the business is a little bit late, sometimes we'll say, well, that's not supposed to be, and we want to cut off African American business support because we weren't maybe perfect. But I find that starting a business as an African American can be a little bit more challenging because the credit is not, always been able to be in the best shape because of life circumstances. Sometimes, convincing your people that you want to serve to support you at the beginning stages can be a psychological battle. That could be a lot of
Mhm.
hustle right there just to convince them, look, give me a
Mhm.
chance from your major supplier. Let me do something as well. I feel like sometimes we're a little bit more critical of our own selves, though, when we see other African Americans trying to engage in entrepreneurship. I mean, did you experience that, or what was your finding?
Of course. I think all of us have experienced that. If I was to sit here and tell you about my background, which is something that I'm definitely not afraid of, but
Yeah.
I came from prison. I served
Okay.
7.5 years in prison. And
Wow.
see, somebody that's been in prison, we automatically have boundaries, right? They say, oh, if
Yes.
not everybody gonna hire you. You
Yeah.
have a background, this and that. But and people criticized me because of that. But they didn't
Mm-hmm.
know what I had inside of me. Like I took the
Yeah.
hustle from the street and I did it towards my business, something that wasn't going to get me locked up. And I had
Yeah.
people criticizing me, downplaying my skills, downplaying that, oh, I'll never be nothing because of what I've been through. But that's where faith comes
Yeah.
in. You hear me? That's where something else comes in
Yeah.
that keeps you going. And like you
Yeah.
said earlier, people want chances, but you have to. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna keep putting my effort in something and you're not wanting it more than I want it for you. And see, that's what a lot of
Okay.
people, us, we
Mm-hmm.
want people to give us, and we don't want to invest into it ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I have students of mine all the time. They're like, well, I just need that one video to go viral, or I need for you to show me this or show me that, and I don't want to pay for it. But I've
Mm-hmm.
invested in my education. I invest in my products. I invest in my tools. We don't want to invest. We always want people to give. And granted, I've had a lot of people that came to me that saw
Yes.
me working on my business and was like, I see you hustling. I see you really want this. Let me help you. People aren't just going to give to you when you're just
Yeah.
saying that you want something. People are going to give to you when they see that you're actually
Yes.
putting in the action to get it done yourself. And so when
The
I start,
legwork.
exactly, you have to put in work. Y'all, people ain't going to give it to you. Them giving days are over with,
Mm-hmm.
honey. You have to put in work.
Yeah. 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 And I really want to applaud you because, coming from the struggle, coming from being on the other side, even of society, some people would count themselves out because the
Mm-hmm.
obstacles. I mean, we live in such a world where in social media, which I don't know how good this is. I mean, social media allows for the dissemination of information, but it also allows for any information to be out there. But social
Fake
media
information.
often, yeah, fake news, we might call it that. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? But
Exactly.
it allows the perception that everything, if you're going to win, you have had to have been perfect. You have had to always followed
Mm-mm.
everything right, but you had to face a world that is looking for perfection and just like you say, go from the bottom up, and you've been making it. Opening a brick and mortar is no small feat. Everybody wants that, but you actually did it.
Mm-hmm. By the grace of God, I'm gonna tell you,
Yeah, by the
by the
grace of
grace of
God.
God, I remember before I opened my brick and mortar, and this is what made me say, hustle won't get you there alone, because
Okay.
I remember when I made my first six figures doing what
Ooh.
I do, had the
Support Urban
confidence through
Street
the roof.
Podcast.
Huh?
Go ahead. I said support Urban Street's podcast, but keep going with the six figures
Yes,
now.
doing what I do, thinking that my talent was, oh, it's gonna get me rich. And then
Yeah.
I was able and blessed to open up a brick and mortar, and I had the LLC like every
Hmm.
entrepreneur has, but I
Yes.
did not have the business bank account. They started throwing all this stuff at me that is required for me to have.
Hmm.
I did not have it, and I was like, "Oh wow, okay, I'm in
Yeah.
this shop, I'm in this brick and mortar, but I do not know how to be a business owner. I know how to be a
Yeah.
hairstylist, but I don't know how
Yeah.
to be a business owner." And so
Yeah.
this right here, and it allowed me to see my colleagues and see that they want the brick and mortar. They want all this, but I refuse to allow any beauty professional that comes across me to take that step and don't be prepared. Because literally I
Yeah.
felt like I was trying to get it out the mud again from when I
Yeah.
first came
Yeah.
home. And so that's why I say hustle is not going to get you. You have to be able to invest in yourself, invest in coaching. I recommend that any beauty professional, any entrepreneur, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what field you are, get somebody that's doing what you want to do. Somebody
Hmm.
that's doing what you want to do to mentor you. You have to put structure in place. You have to, and one thing that I really battled with as being an
Okay.
entrepreneur and a business owner was myself.
Okay.
A lot
And
of
break
people
that
don't
down
have
for us.
that. I had to battle the doubts in my mind
Mm-hmm.
about my business. I had to battle uh wanting to, oh, I want to operate on my own time, right? Because that's why
Mm-hmm.
all of us a lot want to be entrepreneurs, because we don't want to work for nobody else. But I'm here to
Yeah.
tell you that you're going to work harder for yourself than you will for anybody else, especially if you want to succeed. You're going to have to bring
Yes.
on discipline, structure. You're going to have to want to learn. A lot of people don't want to learn. A lot of people don't want to read books. A lot of people
Mm.
don't want that, but these are some of the things that you're going to have to do in order to be able to master. We want to master our field, right? We
Yeah.
don't want to compete, we want to master. And so with
Yes.
me wanting to master this industry, I had to do stuff that I normally wouldn't do. And I had to battle the
Mm-hmm.
doubts in my mind, the laziness, right? Because I wanted to lay down and
Yes.
watch TV. I had to get discipline because I can't go out with everybody. I can't go to happy
Yeah.
hour and out to the club and all this stuff with everybody, because I have to set time aside to focus on my business and its growth. And so, yeah, hustle is not gonna, baby, hustle ain't gonna take you
Yeah.
there, honey.
And I like the fact that you mentioned battling with yourself, battling in
Hmm.
particular. Like sometimes you, in your case, it sounds like you had a battle with your past because your past
Yes.
just psychologically can make you feel like you're disqualified. It can make you
Hmm.
feel like, hey, I'm up against already, a stigma, and just to fight that internally, can be difficult. And for a lot of
Hmm.
us who want to do things, we all have a past. And I think one of the real challenges of pursuing entrepreneurship is what are other people going to think about me?
Who cares? I've learned.
Okay.
Let me tell you,
Okay. Break
we're
it
not even
down.
finna. I honestly, I was talking to one of my clients yesterday, and he's actually in the fashion industry, right? And so he
Yeah.
was telling me that a lot of people, it's a lot of competition out there, and a lot of people may look at his design and don't like it. And I asked him, I said, do you really feel like um, fashion is where you're supposed to be? It's where you are, where that's where your calling is. And he said, yes. I said, well, why does it
Yes.
matter? I said, there's no competition because there's only one of you. The only competition that you will ever have is you being a better you than you were the day before, right?
Yes.
And I told him, I said that um, you need to do what it is that you're called to do. Like you, Morris, you have a podcast. People
Mhm.
are gonna judge you no matter what. But the
Yeah.
ones that are 9 times out of 10, the ones that are judging are the ones that won't do what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. People, they rap now. I'm not encouraging the lyrics or not, but I know in a lot of rap songs, there's certain lyrics that say people are going to hate you no matter what you do, whether in that might mean doing nothing. So you might as
It,
well go all out with what you believe in. You see what I'm saying?
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
As long as you
And,
feel like you're comfortable in what you're doing and you're doing the best and you're
yeah.
bettering yourself each and every day, who cares what people gonna say?
Yeah.
And I know one thing,
Yeah.
everybody ain't for me. Like
Yeah.
clients, all the clients
Yeah.
that have locks or in the beauty, they're not for me. And I
Yeah.
understand that because I believe that what's for me is for me. And can't
Yeah.
no man, can't nobody take that away from me. And I stand on that. And
Yeah.
so don't never let somebody deter you from what you feel like is your way to go, whether it's podcasts or hair or the food
Hmm.
industry. You know,
Yeah.
McDonald's ain't stopped making burgers because Burger King was making them,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no, we're not doing that. We're not, especially not in 2026, honey. We're not doing
2026
that.
it's not going down like that in
It's
2026.
not. It's
We're
not.
gonna
Don't nobody
we're
care what
gonna
you
take it
say.
all the way. We're gonna not let no one discourage us from what we believe, like you say, we're called to do, what your niche is. and you got to
Exactly.
carve that out.
Mm-hmm.
But I like one thing I like about your story is the fact that which when you really develop as a human being and especially as an entrepreneur, you begin to see, as you mentioned, the benefits of entrepreneurship, the little
Mm-hmm.
bit more free time you may have, even though it's more work involved, but that notion of putting your own skills to the test and seeing your
Right.
ideas come to life. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing more rewarding than seeing your idea go from your head into a brick and mortar. I'm sure that's a wonderful feeling.
It is a blessing. It is a blessing. And I literally, Morris, it was a vision that came to me. Like I went, it was
Yeah.
crazy because I was working in a salon. The salon closed down. So I was just looking for another suite to go in. I had always dreamed about opening my own salon, but I was like, nah, not
Yes.
yet. And I walked into this particular building and it was the same vision that I saw in my dream, And so
Yes.
I still did wasn't sure about, okay, should I do this or not? Am I really prepared for this? Because I knew deep down I've had a business coach, even when I was
Yeah.
in just a suite. So I felt
Yes.
in myself that I really wasn't fully prepared. But sometimes it don't just take for you to always be prepared, but it comes spiritually too. You gotta have that faith walk. When God say move, you gotta move. And so I
Yeah.
did that. And he's been holding me. We've been open for over 4 years now by the grace of
Wow.
God. And we're growing, growing, growing. And I'm
Wow.
excited about it. And I've been
Yeah.
learning during this during this whole 4 years about just preparation, and that's why I'm just so adamant about being a part of other beauty professionals who want to grow and want to expand and know that it's their calling. I don't want them to make the same mistakes. You know how our parents back in the day said used to say, "Don't do that." Why are
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
that? I didn't.
Don't do
I used to
that.
do that.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
that parent. And I just don't want them to waste the
Yeah.
time, the money, or the energy that I've
Yeah.
wasted, and be able to accomplish what they need, what they want to accomplish. For sure.
Because now that's a different mindset because as we were saying, once you became a professional in this entrepreneurial lane,
Hmm.
you didn't just want your own success. Like the McDonald's and Burger King analogy, you saw where iron can sharpen iron. You saw
Hmm.
where there's enough clients, there's enough money, if you will, there's enough business for
Hmm.
multiple people, and you wanted to see other people get into that lane as well.
Hmm.
That's pretty commendable because it differs so much from what some people call crab in a barrel mentality. Not saying that that's an
Hmm.
African American thing, but it's a thing with humans, what I'm saying, not wanting other
Hmm.
people to come up. But you got past that. And how successful have you been with seeing other people take some of the game that you've experienced and applying it successfully?
Oh, I love it. First of all, that crab in the barrel mentality, it gotta go. It has to go. It has to stop because it's more people out here for everybody to service, especially in the beauty industry. We're only one person. I can't service the whole DFW area. I ain't gonna be able to do it. And so
Yes.
yes, a lot of people that I have mentored have went from working a job to literally their own boss, making six
Okay.
figure income, structuring their business, getting financial assistance through banks, everything.
Hmm.
Like have picked up new talents and trades and adding services to their detail. And so yeah, I love it. I love to see
Yeah.
someone else succeed and accomplish what they want to accomplish. Like I honestly feel like hair was my tool. However, me helping others is my calling. You get what I'm saying?
The
And
people
so,
part. The people part. You're
exactly.
motivated by seeing people win. So it's not just the material things, it's not just the style, it's the impact you can have on real lives. And I feel like we're missing that from the business industry because so
Hmm.
much of what we do in society can be transactional. All we want is you pay the fee, you got a service, but you're saying
Hmm.
you like seeing people benefited
Win.
through what you do.
Yes, especially us, because
Yes.
it's because of
Which is right.
the crab and the barrel mentality. Why not I? Why not me be the
Hmm.
opposite of what I see? I can
Yeah.
be the difference about by being the opposite of what I see and literally meaning it from the heart. See, a lot of people play
Yes.
like that's what they want, but no, I really want that from the heart. I want to see you win. I want to see Morris bigger than any podcaster on social media.
Yeah.
I want to see all of us
Yeah.
win because it's enough for all of us to win. There's no need to have a crab in the barrel mentality. There's no need.
Yeah. But what I found also with that is that when we get together, like if McDonald's move into one parking lot, you will often see Burger King move into the other one. You see what I'm saying? Right
Mm-hmm.
nearby. The thing is, they understand business wise, it makes more sense to collaborate in a certain area than to try to do your own thing. And I think that is something that you learn from experience. And how important is that for other people to learn? Look, even if you're not there, learn from somebody, get underneath
Mm-hmm.
somebody who's doing it. Don't be discouraged just because you haven't arrived yet.
And that's the difference between, I know you've heard the 1%, the
Yeah.
10%. That's the
Yeah.
difference. That is the
Okay.
difference between the 90% and the 10%. It's because the 10% knows collaboration is where it's at. The
Yeah.
90% are the crabs that are in the barrel that don't want to work with nobody, that don't want to give somebody a helping hand if they see that they're doing the work. That's where the 90% fall. The
Yes.
10%, they know collaboration is key. Collaboration
Yeah.
is key. And so I don't want
Yeah.
to be
I
around
like that.
nobody that's not collab. No, we're not doing
Yeah.
that.
And I think it's really interesting because we are just now in 2026. We're seeing statistics again about more business owners. We're
Mm-hmm.
seeing, especially within the African American community, they're rising, obviously. But it seems to me that exponential growth, as you may mention, is more possible with collaboration, with
Collaboration.
partnerships. Hey, I have one part of the business industry, you have another part. How can we? And sometimes that can be a struggle to figure it out. But if we put our minds to it,
Mm-hmm.
African Americans are no different or no less than anyone else. We can figure out a way for a mutually beneficial relationship. I
That.
think that's important to want that. And
Mm-hmm.
you've seemed to have found a way to make that happen with the lives of some of the people that you mentor. So really, hats off to you.
Thank you so much. I enjoy doing it. I wouldn't have it no other way, to be honest with
Yes.
you. I would not have it
Yes.
no other way. I believe God gives us a talent to be able to help other people. And so
Yes.
yeah, he just so happened to put mine in my lap. I understood it. When I saw it, I understood it immediately. You know,
Yes.
I saw so much negativity in my industry and it's going down and all the bad stuff on social media. And I was like,
Yes.
Lord, like, I think our industry has been infiltrated. Like, I want to be able to work with these people who are really serious about the industry and really want to
Yes.
grow and change lives. See, being a beauty professional to me is like being a pastor in a church, like for
Okay.
real. A pulpit is a pastor's platform. My chair
Yes.
is my platform. So I don't
Okay.
just deliver in my chair to my clients or even to my mentees. I just don't deliver
Yes.
a service to them. I am
Yes.
there to tell them something, show them something that's going to transform their life for the better. That's going to
Yes.
help break generational curses. That's what I'm about over here, you know?
Yes.
And so, definitely collaboration is something that we have to get together as a community of Black people and stop
Yes.
trying to compete, because once I like I said before, there is no competition. Can't nobody else be you. Don't nobody else have
Yes.
your exact DNA. Don't nobody else have your exact talent. Can't nobody else be you. So there is no competition. The only competition, if you want to say competition, is you being a better person than you were the day before. And so
Yes.
we need to get out of the mind frame of competition and get in the mind frame of collaboration. because we
Wow.
could build a city together.
Yes, I
Together.
love that. I love that. And we're building something over here, Urban Streets Podcast. I know you're building something with MWA and Beauty Wealth, definitely. And so we're going to keep building. And this conversation is evidence of what can be built. And it all starts with starting. It all starts with a vision, as you mentioned, a dream, and putting the work behind it so that, hustle is not enough, but your evidence and living proof that with the work, with the background, administration, and all these other things, that your dream can come and be a reality. So we're really grateful for you today, Miss Asia B. And so, what's some final thoughts that you would share with people who want to become entrepreneurs, and how do they get in touch with you?
Okay, yes, for sure. Well, you definitely can follow me on all of my social media platforms, MWA Salon or Beauty Wealth Inc. I'm also a salon located in Grand Prairie, Texas. Definitely come by and visit. We cater to all hair textures and types, specifically focusing on the health of the hair because we know that any good thing starts with a good foundation. And so, yeah, y'all reach out to me. I would love to see you all either in the shop, or if you are an entrepreneur in the beauty industry and you want to take your business to the next level. Make 2026 the year that you set your business and your brand on a solid foundation and get prepared for what's coming, what's in store for your growth. So, yeah, y'all holler at me. Thank you so much,
Definitely.
Forrest, for having me. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for sharing with us. And thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Urban Voice. We will be back next week with another great show. Thank you again.
Thank you.